as you can see, we're going to have to file down this outer ring here. As you can see, it's 52mm to 55mm. But what we have to do is we need to file the groove for the inner part of this adapter. So once we've filed that down, we'll have a larger surface to basically glue onto the camera. So in effect, if I bring the camera closer to the lens, we're looking for something like that on top. As you can see, it doesn't quite fit, so there's going to be a bit of filing I'll need to do in order to get it to fit, and I'll show you that in a bit. But my next stage is going to be to basically grind down this. If you don't have a grinder, you can use a file and do it manually. It'll take a lot longer, granted, but it should work okay. Right guys, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, I've been already made a start, but I'm filing down the actual groove and the thread basically of the adapter ring, and we're going to get it flush so we can glue it onto the camera, and we'll see how that goes. Okay guys, now you can see the silver ring there. So what I've done is I've ground off all the thread on the other side. We're talking about the 52mm thread basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if it fits on the camera. It's a bit tight at the moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see about filing off as much as I can. Maybe filing off a little bit on the inside, and then it'll fit. Okay, alright guys, I'm actually filing that ring with a standard file to get rid of any loose bits and bobs, and then obviously we can glue it on the back then. But it is a bit rough at the moment, so what I'm going to have to do is file inside there a little bit, make a little bit of room, and then that should pop on the front of the camera lens, and then we'll be able to glue it. Right guys, after you're finished, it should look something like that, and just keep filing away until basically you can see silver, because underneath obviously all it is really black paint. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get yourself a flat surface so you can glue it onto the lens, so it'll stay on there. This will take a long time, so keep at it, and try not to do too much in one area, because the last thing you want to do is ruin the ring stepping adapter. Right guys, once you've done that, I don't know if you can see in there that I've obviously sorry, other way. Right, once you've done that, you can see I've more or less flattened it off. And basically, it's having trouble fitting, so I'll just show you. That's the camera, of course. Now obviously I've filed it off, but it's having trouble fitting. As you can see, it's not quite going in. You see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to file around the edges with this round filer. They're quite handy. Get them from a DIY shop, and hopefully it'll fit then. Right guys, something I forgot to mention. Right, you see the camera there, yeah? Well, you see the camera there, there's a white sensor there. Now the problem is, if I put that on, that's going to block that. So what we need to do is drill a tiny hole so that sensor can see. So that's what I'm going to do next. We're just going to drill a hole into the adapter ring, and that should be for the sensor. Well guys, as you can see, I've drilled a hole out, and that's for the sensor so it can autofocus when we put the new lens on. And you just need to be careful when drilling it. And there you go. Right, we're going to let that set for 30 minutes and then try and get some of the excess off, and then leave it for about 6 hours to set.